I don't want that at all. I love Dark Souls. To me, the concepts. I mean, I don't know. Maybe it'll eventually. I mean, I guess you get tired of anything, at least to the point where you need a break. Maybe you come back to it. Like, I'm sure. It's like I've not just in myself, but I've seen that with other people. Like whatever, like sports. People like play sports, go hard in it for a while, and then they give it up for a while, and then they return. I mean, it's somewhat harder in sports because it can be hard as you get older, but something like skiing or something like that, people will get into for a while, and then they'll get out of, and then they'll come back into it because you can ski. It's easy. It's an easy sport to get into, or stuff like biking or something like that. But yeah, anyway, I still like the concept of Dark Souls. I just don't like the way it was. I mean, sure, there's always enjoyable things about fresh. There's always something enjoyable about things that are fresh and new, and that can't be replicated. But that's not all there is. That's like it's like a flavor or something. It's like fresh and new is like whatever, like steaks and pork chops and hamburgers and all that. And that's great, but that's not all there is. There's other things too. There's chocolate bars, and there's pineapples and all things that taste good. And it's like, yeah, fresh, absolutely fresh and new gameplay concepts and styles of gameplay and different things. That's an important thing and enjoyable at times. But I don't, just because something isn't totally radically fresh and new, it doesn't mean that I don't like it. And to me, the concept of Dark Souls is similar in a lot of ways to the concept of like a first-person shooter for other people. Like, you don't hear people saying, "Oh, well, I played the first Call of Duty, so end that series." No, Call of Duty fans get to keep playing Call of Duty year after year after year. So why can't I do that with Dark Souls? Like, I know a lot of Dark Souls people are down on Call of Duty because it's an annual franchise, blah blah. I don't even care. Who cares? If it's fun, it's fun. I don't care about whether something's annual or not annual, and I still enjoy the concept. I just didn't like some of the decisions in Dark Souls 3 because they took a lot of things that I specifically didn't like and they brought it back, or they added it. It wasn't that I didn't like Dark Souls as a concept. But anyway, yeah, that seems to be the in thing now on the internet is, oh, the Dark Souls concept is done. And it just feels like, to me, it kind of feels like back the way it was before Dark Souls came out. I always wanted a Dark Souls game before it came out. And then it comes out, I get my wish, and then you get all these other hangers-on and late joiners come in. Not necessarily late joiners in the sense of when they bought the game, but late joiners in the sense of when they appreciated an action RPG in this style. Like, it was something a lot of people never even thought of, whereas for me it was a concept that I had in my mind for years and years. But I'm not a game developer, so I can't make it, but I never understood why it was never made. And so it's finally made, and now I enjoyed it. And then also other people who had no idea thought, hey, oh, this is good. And it sort of took them by surprise. But then a lot of those people that aren't really sort of true fans of this kind of stuff, they sort of got their jollies and that's it for them. And now there's all these people saying, oh, well, it's tired and old now, blah, blah, blah. But to me, it's a great concept that's still, I'm tempted to say timeless. I don't know if I would say Dark Souls specifically is timeless, but sort of the general feel of it. an action RPG with good gameplay. That, to me, that's timeless. Yeah, an action RPG with good gameplay, that's gonna be good in 2017. And you know what? An action RPG with good gameplay, that's gonna be good in 2027. And you know what's gonna be good in 2037? An action RPG with good gameplay. It's not a limited concept to me. Not sure, am I gonna... If there's 200... Or, not 200, but if there's like 15 Dark Souls games, would I play every one? That's not... That's certainly a good possibility that I might not. But that doesn't mean I think the concept is bad, just sometimes you need a break. And for some people, it's after one game. For others, it's 3. Others, it's 5. Others, it's 10. Like, whatever. And others, it's never. To me, Dark Souls is my... I mean, I can't say... it's been out for such a short period. It's only been... Souls games have only been out less than 10 years, so it's hard to say that, oh, I'll always like it, but... the general principle behind it, I see as a lifelong, well, not lifelong, but as long as you're into gaming, I see it as something that can interest you for a long time. But it's just this total negative thought process behind around the internet now about the concept. It's sort of, people have switched, it seems like people have switched into this Bloodborne mode now, where everybody, or not everybody, but there's a vocal, I don't know if it's a minority or what you want to call it, but a vocal segment that are all into Bloodborne now and want that to be the direction that this FromSoft follows with action RPGs. I'm not really... I like Bloodborne, but I'm not... it's not really a concept. For me, Bloodborne is more of like how some people view Dark Souls, as sort of like a fun one-time concept, but I don't really want to return to it. Like, to me, a lot of... And in fact, not only that, but I can guarantee you, if they go and make a Bloodborne 2... I don't think they're making a Bloodborne 2. A lot of people think that. I think they will eventually. I mean, it depends what they make. If they sort of make something that's 90% Bloodborne, they call it, like, Syringe Town or something. Like, okay, maybe they won't make another Bloodborne, but if they don't make a very similar concept, I think they will eventually make a Bloodborne, maybe for PS5, or around the time the PlayStation 5, I mean, is out. Or, yeah, I guess that would be exclusive, probably. Yeah, so for PS5. But, I don't think that it's happening right now. But, to me, it's not really a concept that I'm hoping for. It's too much that people, it just seems to be turning it into a very action-oriented game. Like, people, it almost feels to me like the communities of, like, Bayonetta and DMC and Devil May Cry and people like those kind of games, Bloodborne interests them, so now they've sort of become into a vocal part of sort of FromSoft discussions, and they want, and they view Bloodborne as like this slower paced game, and I just hope FromSoft doesn't go that direction. But whatever the case, well, actually, what I really want is just more Dark Souls. I don't really care if they make more Bloodborne, as long as they make more Dark Souls. I don't really... I'm not that bothered by them making other games that I don't care that much for, or even dislike, as long as they keep making the one series that I like, or something similar to it. But anyway, okay, he's squatting now. Okay, I got the squat.
Yes, yes. Aren't you glad we made... We're just a couple of outcasts. We're just... Can't find anything.
Maybe you could try looking a little harder. Okay, so... Now, with that... okay, I think Patches and Sigurd are... I guess maybe with him having the armor, that's supposed to be an indication. But I think they're connected with their quests. Especially I don't think you can go forward with Sigurd's without... Oh, you can't, because you need his armor. So anyway, at this point, I've gotten up to that stage in the quest, and basically I somewhat got spoiled by the patch notes, because the patch notes talked about Sigurd. I can't remember exactly what they said, but I think they said Sigurd was in Irithyll Dungeon or Profane Capital or whatever. And in the notes, because I didn't even know where he was at the time. So that did give me some clue. And I have found him now. I haven't actually... Actually, I guess I could do it on here. Or I can attempt to take a look. And also, I'm still wondering... Yeah, what am I wondering about? Okay, there's... Yol, he... he's basically done. Yuria, I'm still trying to... And Henri marrying thing, I'm still trying to work on that. Carla, I don't know if she has any sort of quest beyond just saving her. Andre, I don't think he's involved in any quests. Orbeck, I'm not sure if he's involved. I don't think he's involved in anything more. I got the dragon, slumbering dragon ring, and what did he give me? He gave me 3 things, I think. The slumbering dragon ring, some sort of spell, was it? Or... Oh, it was probably a gesture, and I can't remember the other thing he gave me. If you buy stuff from him, he'll eventually... Or keep bringing him scrolls and buy the stuff. One of those things. I'm not exactly sure what triggers it. And he gives you some extra stuff. I think that's probably it with him. This guy... What's his name? Cornix? He, I don't think there's really much to him other than just being a pyromancy trainer. And then the nun, I don't think there's much to her either other than just being a faith trainer. Although she is involved with that, what's his name? The guy with the weird sort of reptile head helmet thing. Now I kind of swore at some point I got him in the undead camp to he was standing by a wall. I can't remember what triggered him to do that though. Or maybe I saw it in another person's world that he was standing by a wall. I'm not sure what. That's one of the mysteries, because I haven't played far into the game a tremendous amount of times, but I've played the early part of the game a fair amount. But I can't figure out what. I don't know, maybe it's to do with hollowing. I don't know why him would have anything to do with hollowing, but who knows? I don't know what, but I think there's something else with him. Because I thought I remember something about him standing by a wall in the camp. It's just slightly away from where he's sitting. It's sort of on the other side of where the nun is in the jail, in the cell. I thought I remember seeing him there in my world, but I can't remember for that part. I don't remember